What's up, everyone? My name is Emmanuel Ardenia, and welcome to the Akuma Fund. Today we are discussing a very important topic, and that is the Roth IRA investment account.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years.
Yellow paint. Nathan made the black line.
Where they're big for about 3 minutes, then dry, then they get a little moist.
We dedicate this to these people out here getting rain. Where the pursuit of the money is reality. Never phone on a click that you can't evaluate.
The reason why we're bringing it up today is because me personally, I'm trying to figure out whether I want to keep my funds in a taxable brokerage account, or if I want to transfer my assets to a Roth IRA. So I created a list of pros and cons for myself, and I will be making a decision at the end of the video for myself on whether I'm going to keep my money in a brokerage account or a Roth IRA. If you have any concerns or questions, consult with a lawyer or an accountant for your own specific situation. This is my own personal research. I encourage you to do your own also. To start it off with some background is, well, right now I only have my funds in a brokerage account, and I was really not liking the whole Roth IRA idea because I want to be able to withdraw my dividends whenever I want. That's an absolute fact. I want to be able to withdraw my dividends whenever I would like to. However, some things have changed, and I'm going to explain a thing I did with pros and cons of both accounts of the Roth IRA. A pro of the Roth IRA is that it's tax-free in retirement. You can make withdrawals from your Roth IRA in retirement that are completely tax-free. So after 59 and a half is the age cut, you get, basically you can take it as much money as you want out, no taxes applied. I think that is absolutely amazing. It's nice to have your money compound with no taxes. That's beautiful. Second, you can withdraw contributions. So let's say I put in the max amount at the end. Let's say this year I put in the max amount, which is like around $5,500. Let's say in 5 years from now I can withdraw $5,500, or even next year I can withdraw $5,500 from my account, and that is super duper big because remember I was saying I want to be able to withdraw dividends. Well, I was thinking, well, if let's say I have put into my Roth IRA $20,000 worth of stock, right? And let's say I want to live off dividends. Maybe I want to get paid like, $1,000 in dividends off that every year. I mean, I can do that up to 20 years because I'm only withdrawing technically the amount that I withdrew. At least this is the way I understand it now. Of course, I might be wrong on that, but the whole withdrawal thing is really not that much of an issue because you can withdraw anything you've contributed to the account. The con is, once again, you cannot withdraw profits, so that might be an issue. I'm not exactly for sure how this works out mathematically. Like if you have to sell the stock, or can you just do the dividend? Does the dividend count as a contribution? If you run the numbers, that's something I really would like to figure out. Second, an issue is that you pay taxes up front. But if you're like me and you're self-employed and you're running through an S corporation or doing something like that, maybe this doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, like you pay taxes on everything anyway. Paying taxes up front is not as much of a big deal. But that being said, if you are employed and you have a 401k, you're able to deposit tax-free money. You're able to deduct the amount that you put into your 401k. At least that's my understanding. And another issue is that the max contribution is low, so that's what it is, $5,500. Another pro is that there's a lot of exceptions on when you can withdraw money. So like I said, you can withdraw your contributions, and there's a first-time home buyer withdrawal up to $10,000. People on the channel who have watched my original video that I posted maybe a week ago, my Young Capitalist Goals video. People know I would like to purchase a home overseas or a condo overseas. It's nice to know that if I want to, I can sell $10,000 worth of stock, and and have money there that I can use for something like that, right? If I would like to, because it's nice to have flexibility, and that's one of the big issues I had with the Roth IRAs, because I thought it would limit my flexibility too much. And I think it's super important to be on the lookout for bigger opportunities, brighter opportunities, because at the end of the day, money is just a way to exchange value, right? And sometimes you find that there's something more important I would like to exchange for value right now. Maybe it's a class to learn a new language, or you want to go back to school, or you need to pay for a new camera because you're starting a video production business. I mean, a lot of things can change, right? But the biggest factor, oh, and there's also a 10% early withdrawal penalty if you withdraw anything above your limit, your contributions. But anyways, the biggest reason why I'm deciding that I'm going to switch is because of the legal protection. The legal protection on an RIA is when I found this out, it blew my mind. Roth IRAs, 401ks, and other IRA accounts, they get extra protections in the case of lawsuits or bankruptcy. And for Roth IRA specifically, depending on the state, you get up to $1 million of protection. So that blew my mind. Like, so if I start putting money away from here, if everything goes wrong, I get sued for all of my money, I have to file for bankruptcy, to know that my Roth IRA is separated is pretty amazing to me. However, there are some states that are very, very bad. Okay, number one, California sucks for Roth IRAs, like it sucks for many other things. The IRAs, if you're living in California, the court is able to determine how much of your Roth IRA is protected. So, what is that? I don't like that. That's uncertainty. Second, oh, my camera's about to die. Second, in states like New Hampshire and New Mexico, there is no protection at all for your Roth IRA. However, in Texas, Washington, and Arizona, you have complete protection for your Roth IRA. Excuse me. I said 401k for New Hampshire and Mexico. No, your IRA is not protected in New Hampshire and New Mexico. But in Texas, Washington, and Arizona, it's treated the same as a 401k. And the 401k is basically completely protected by the federal government and by state law. Really, the Roth IRA is the kind of the wonder here. But I live in Washington, so it's good to know that my Roth IRA, if I continue to live in Washington, if I'm sued here in Washington, if I file bankruptcy for here in Washington, that my IRA assets will be protected. And that is the reason why I'm deciding to switch. I know for a fact that my income will continue to rise. I will have more money to put into investments. If I start investing in real estate, I will create LLCs to keep the liability contained in there. But if at any chance someone's able to pierce the veil and attack me personally for something that I personally did, right? It's good to know that I have my assets protected in a Roth IRA. It's just another safety mechanism. And when I found that out, that absolutely blew my mind, and that's really the most important thing I wanted to share with you. I forgot to mention the main drawback that I personally have with the Roth IRA is the government. The government, to me, is the biggest drawback with this account, simply because you're basically playing by the government's rules. You're allowing a government to set up rules and regulations for your money, and that was honestly the biggest issue I personally still have with the Roth IRA. I think that since it's such a small amount of contribution, I think it's well worth the risk. But if, for example, I was putting hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year, or even tens of thousands of dollars a year, I would not put my money in a Roth IRA. The only reason why I'm choosing to put my money in a Roth IRA is because I'm only going to be putting away $5,500 away per year. I mean, you have to just look at people in Germany, or people in all sorts of different countries, like the bad things that can happen if you trust the government too much with your money. And that to me is the biggest draw side, is that the government can change all these rules I mentioned. Maybe in 1 year from now, the state I live in decides that, we don't want to be a Roth IRA friendly state, or, you can never be so sure. And that is the biggest drawback of the Roth IRA. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you're from another country, this is really just not applicable to you, really. I'm sure you guys have accounts that maybe are similar, maybe are not similar. However, if you're from the United States, and I believe Canada has a very similar account, keep all this in mind, okay? But I have to be 100% certain here, 100% clear here. I can be wrong. I can be absolutely wrong on all of this. So do your own research and consult your own lawyer and your own accountant. Thank you very, very much for watching, guys. This has been Emmanuel Ardenia from the Akuma Fund. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.